Picture this. You're 65, you've worked your whole life, and now you're supposed to retire somewhere that snows 6 months a year, where you don't know your neighbors, where the closest beach requires a plane ticket, and where excitement means choosing between Target and Costco. But what if I told you there are 8 places where you keep your Medicare, use your US dollars, never fill out a visa form, and you wake up to actual paradise every single day? Places where winter doesn't exist, where communities actually talk to each other, and where your retirement isn't just about surviving, it's about actually living. These are US territories, actual American soil, and most retirees have absolutely no idea they exist. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which island could turn your retirement from boring to legendary. And trust me, number 3 is going to completely change how you think about retirement. Number 8, Saipan in Northern Mariana Islands. Saipan is the largest Northern Mariana island, 44 square miles in the Western Pacific with 47,000 people, 12 miles long with beaches, limestone cliffs, and Mount Tapachao rising 1,560 feet. Climate runs 75 to 85 degrees year-round, with trade winds making humidity bearable. But what is so special about this place? Well, let me explain. The mainland retirement is boring. You worked 40 years, and now what? Watch TV and wait to die. Saipan offers actual purpose. The expat community is active with volunteer opportunities everywhere, teaching English, mentoring entrepreneurs, environmental conservation. You have a reason to wake up. World War II history is everywhere. The 1944 battle site, American Memorial Park, beautifully maintained. This is hallowed ground you walk through daily. The grotto dive site ranks among Earth's best. Water visibility over 100 feet. Your hobby could be exploring underwater caves instead of shuffling around a mall. The culture blends Chamorro indigenous traditions, Spanish, colonial influence, Japanese heritage, and American military presence into something unique. Cost of living runs only 5% higher than mainland. Basically the same. Median homes around $201,500, and there's no property tax at all. But real talk, it's kinda isolated. Flights connect through Asia or Hawaii, and there are far much better US territories than this in our list in terms of convenience. Number 7, St. Thomas in US Virgin Islands. St. Thomas sits 40 miles north of St. Croix, home to 42,000 people packed into dramatic mountainous terrain. Charlotte Amalie, the capital, cascades down hillsides to one of the Caribbean's most beautiful harbors. Climate is perfect, 77 to 82 degrees forever. Here's why it matters. Most cheap mainland retirement spots have no health care. You're living in some rural town, and the nearest cardiologist is 3 hours away. St. Thomas has the best medical facilities in the USVI. Schneider Regional Medical Center, specialists visiting from the mainland, and Miami is a short flight for anything serious. That 33% higher cost of living with median homes around $291,000 is basically your insurance. You won't die waiting for a doctor. The cruise ship industry means real infrastructure. Charlotte Amalie has actual shopping, dining, art galleries, live music. Compare that to mainland towns where entertainment is Walmart and a gas station. No tax on Social Security, property tax breaks, you're keeping more money. The social scene is legit with yoga classes, sailing clubs, happy hours with ocean views. Yes, it's touristy, but you're retired. You know when to avoid the crowds. Number 6, Tutuila. Tutuila sits 2,600 miles southwest of Hawaii in American Samoa, 54 square miles of volcanic drama with 55,000 people. Mountains rising from the ocean, lush rainforests everywhere. Climate runs 75 to 85 degrees tropical year-round with higher humidity, but ocean breezes help. Back on the mainland, you're invisible. Warehoused. The average American retiree watches 48 hours of TV weekly because nobody cares. Tutuila and the Fa'a Samoa flip that script. It's built on community, family, respect for elders. You're valued here. People care about your wisdom. The national park offers rainforests and volcanic peaks and coral reefs that make the Caribbean look basic. Hiking to waterfalls, learning outrigger canoe, snorkeling pristine reefs. The culture is authentically alive. Traditional dance and crafts and language passed down for centuries. You're experiencing real Polynesian life while keeping U.S. benefits. Cost of living runs 27% higher than mainland, but median homes are only $84,400, the lowest of any territory. Yes, groceries cost more, but housing is dramatically cheaper. Real talk, it's remote. 8 hours to Hawaii, then another leg to mainland. The culture is conservative with sacred Sundays. Limited shopping means no Target or Costco. But there's fresh fish daily and a lifestyle that feels human. Number 5. Vieques. Vieques sits 8 miles off Puerto Rico's east coast, 21 miles long and 4 miles wide with about 8,000 people. Artists and expats and locals mixed together. Terrain is relatively flat with beaches circling the coastline and wild protected interior. Climate runs 75 to 85 degrees year-round, with less rain than other Caribbean islands. Here's what's special. 2/3 is National Wildlife Refuge. Miles of undeveloped beaches, wild horses, pristine nature before tourism destroyed everything. Mainland retirement offers maybe a park if you're lucky. Everything costs money just to see nature. Mosquito Bay is one of Earth's brightest bioluminescent bays. Kayaking through glowing water isn't a gimmick. It's a natural wonder you can do whenever you want. The beaches aren't crowded tourist traps. They're actual paradise where you can find entire beaches to yourself. The culture is deeply Puerto Rican with strong environmental consciousness. Artistic community making it feel alive. Healthcare is solid with facilities on island and Puerto Rico's main island, a short ferry ride for serious stuff. Medicare works seamlessly. Act 60. Tax incentives apply. No federal tax on Social Security. Cost of living runs 10-20% lower than major mainland cities. Property starts around $150,000. Real talk, infrastructure is still recovering from Hurricane Maria. Power can be inconsistent. Internet isn't always reliable. One main town with limited shopping. Number 4. Croix. St. Croix sits 100 miles southeast of Miami, the largest U.S. Virgin Island at 84 square miles with about 41,000 people. The climate stays between 77 and 82 degrees year-round, with trade winds that make air conditioning optional. Compare that to the mainland where you're either freezing or melting 6 months of the year. Back home, you probably don't know your neighbors. Maybe you wave awkwardly getting mail. That's it. St. Croix throws that playbook away. People actually talk here. They know each other's names. There's genuine community that America forgot how to do. Buck Island offers some of the Caribbean's best snorkeling, crystal clear water. No membership fees, just paradise. The culture blends African, European, and Caribbean influences with festivals and music that makes mainland retirement dinners at Cracker Barrel look depressing. Cost of living runs about 18% higher than mainland average with median homes around $291,000. But there's no property tax on your first $120,000 of value. No heating bills, no snow removal, no winter clothes. Real talk, the pace is slow and hurricane season is real from June through November. But it's still better than blizzards that shut down states for weeks. Number 3. St. John is the smallest main U.S. Virgin Island, only 20 square miles with 4,000 residents creating incredibly tight-knit community. The terrain is mountainous with beaches tucked into protected bays, hills covered in tropical vegetation, viewpoints that look unreal. Climate is that perfect 77 to 82 degrees year-round. Here's what's different. 2/3 is Virgin Islands National Park, federally protected where development is legally restricted. Your paradise cannot be ruined by developers. Compare that to mainland retirement spots where every beautiful place gets paved over for condos. Trunk Bay, Cinnamon Bay, Maho Bay aren't just beaches. They're ecological treasures with unlimited free access forever. Mainland nature access means paying park fees, parking fees, resort fees. Everything costs money. But St. John gives you world-class nature completely free. You want active retirement? The island forces it. Snorkeling and hiking and paddleboarding and sailing at your doorstep. Compare that to mainland retirement where exercise is walking to the mailbox. Cruise Bay offers real dining and shopping. Regular ferry to St. Thomas connects you to larger amenities. Same USVI tax benefits. No tax on Social Security. Property tax breaks. Cost of living and home. Values are highest in USVI. This is premium. Limited healthcare on island means relying on St. Thomas. ferry-dependent lifestyle, no big-box stores, but most retirees say it's absolutely worth it for federally protected paradise. Number 2. Tinian. Tinian sits 3 miles southwest of Saipan, 39 square miles with only 3,000 people. You will know everyone. The terrain is relatively flat with limestone formations and beaches, and this wide-open, quiet emptiness. Climate is 75 to 85 degrees year-round, tropical marine perfection. This is small-town America, but tropical. No traffic jams, no rush. Your biggest decision is which empty beach to visit. Mainland retirement means epidemic loneliness, where you're isolated and invisible. Tinian is the opposite, where community is unavoidable because there's only 3,000 people. World War II history is profound. This was the launch point for atomic bomb missions. Northfield, where Enola Gay took off, is preserved. You walk the same runways, sacred. Ground where history happened. Diving and fishing are phenomenal with entire reefs to yourself. Natural beauty rivaling Saipan, but zero crowds. Absolute solitude in paradise. Mainland beaches are packed and commercialized with fees everywhere. Tinian beaches are genuinely yours. Median homes around $197,200, no property tax. Manageable cost of living if you're living simply. Real talk, it's isolated even by island standards. Limited flights to Saipan, then connecting onward. Medical care is basic. One small store, no restaurants. You're cooking at home. This is for retirees who genuinely want off the grid while keeping U.S. benefits. If you need stimulation, it'll bore you. If you want peace and simplicity, it's heaven. Number 1. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico sits 1,000 miles southeast of Miami, 3,500 square miles, making it significantly larger than any other territory, with 3.2 million people spread across mountains, rainforests, beaches, cities, and rural towns, giving you genuine choices. Terrain ranges from Cordillera Central Mountains to El Yunque Rainforest, to hundreds of beaches, to vibrant San Juan. Climate is tropical year-round, 70 to 85 degrees depending on elevation. Here's the genius. Choice. You want city life? San Juan offers world-class culture and nightlife. You want mountains? The interior is peaceful and stunning. You want beach and surf? West Coast. You want rainforest? El Yunque is the only U.S. tropical rainforest. The mainland gives you one option: expensive city or boring town. Puerto Rico gives actual variety. Healthcare is best of any territory. Multiple hospital systems, specialists everywhere. Medicare accepted, solving mainland retirement's biggest problem, where good healthcare means expensive cities, but affordable areas mean healthcare deserts. Social opportunities are endless. Massive expat community. Salsa dancing, hiking, surfing, festivals, art galleries. You won't be bored. The culture is rich and welcoming. Spanish primary, but English. Widely spoken, immerse in Latino culture while staying fully American. Act 60. Tax incentives are massive. No federal tax on Social Security, special treatment for retirement income, property tax exemptions. Cost of living runs 10-20% lower than major mainland cities. Homes from $150,000 to luxury properties. Real talk, hurricane season. June through November requires preparation. Some areas have power issues post-Maria. Crime exists in San Juan. Government has fiscal issues. But compare that to mainland retirement, which is cold and isolation and boredom and high costs. Puerto Rico offers warmth and community and adventure and tax advantages and a genuine second chapter.